going to start off with a few pictures, and they've got words with them, but I'll read them out to you. War is when your government tells you who the enemy is. Revolution is when you figure it out yourself. And there we have a picture of, well, very accurate picture. So you mean to tell me that for the past decade I have made the highest sacrifice to fight terrorists in the war on terror, only to see my government fund and arm the very same terrorists I'm fighting? Seems like they're starting to figure it out. The knuckle-dragging British have ruined my plan to create an undemocratic superstate, and yet if I were to have them all killed, it would be me who went to prison. Don't worry, that's where you're going anyway, only you're going to jail. You are not talking to a pro-vaccine parent on Facebook. Big Pharma pays people to post vaccine propaganda online 24/7 on Facebook and Twitter. They are paid assassins. That's why they never change their mind. A society that keeps cures a secret so they can continue to sell medication for huge profits is not a real society, but a huge mental asylum. And this pretty much sums up Theresa May. It's not dead, it's resting. You think pharma became the #1 industry on the planet by selling products that prevent people from becoming their customers? Hungary sees 4th day of protests over overtime and other issues. Budapest, Hungary. Several thousand protesters marched through Budapest for a 4th day to oppose laws promoted by the Hungarian government that critics say will restrict workers' rights and have undermined democracy. You see, every country on the planet knows or can see there's something going on behind the doors, behind the scenes, and it's time we all realise that and put a stop to it by locking the criminals up. And we know exactly who and where the criminals are. People have lost their trust in the political class and the media. Philosopher. French philosopher Alain de Benoist talks to Hungarian daily Hírlap about the origins of the Yellow Vest protests in his country. Some of the protesters suffer from cultural insecurity caused mainly by immigration, while others are protesting again because of social insecurity. No, they know what's going on. They know about the paedophiles running every single country and every single council, and they've had enough. I just don't know why we're just rolling over and letting them being kicked down the road. We've lost our backbone. Even Canada. Manifesto, Yellow Vest Canada, a Canada-wide cry for support, all as one. Unity. Yellow Vest Canada shall aim to unite Canada and its people with this proclamation by welcoming anyone, whether citizen or resident, who shares our core positions. Equality. Yellow Vest Canada shall not be divided by political allegiances, race, religion, ethnicity, generation or any other discriminatory division. Together we are united. Misrepresentation. Yellow Vest Canada shall not be defined by the unrelated associations of actions as it supports or by anything but this proclamation. Structure. Yellow Vest Canada shall not be represented by a unique leader, as the people cannot be represented by only one person, instead relying on many community spokesmen to get our message out. Anti-tax. Yellow Vest Canada opposes all over-taxation laws and measures, including the proposed carbon tax. Sovereignty. Yellow Vest Canada advocates for maintaining the people of Canada's complete sovereignty over Canada's borders and the lands within, including policing policy making and calls for the immediate refusal of or withdrawal from the UN Global Compact for Immigration. Yellow Vest Canada calls for the immediate stopping of illegal and irregular immigration while promoting legal immigration and refugee immigration in amounts that allow for successful integration into Canada's multicultural society and economy. Free speech. Yellow Vest Canada advocates free speech and opposes any censorship laws and measures. Free press. Yellow Vest Canada advocates for freedom of the media. Energy. Yellow Vest Canada advocates a complete energy self-sufficiency, including pipelines, and opposes any import of oil from foreign states. Reform. Yellow Vest Canada advocates a complete reform of the current Canadian federal political system, including equalisation payments and the electoral system. Peace. Yellow Vest Canada is a peaceful uprising and advocates a no first use policy for violence, but shall not tolerate mistreatment or ignorance by authorities, individuals or other violent groups. Until these policies advocated by Canada's rebellion have been fulfilled satisfactory to the people of Canada, we the people shall make our voice heard. Everywhere standing up. It's time for us to stand up. How plumbing, not vaccines, eradicated disease. And this is standard. If you've done any research, you'll know that it was plumbing that got rid of disease, not vaccines. In fact, vaccines, the diseases that they gave you vaccines to combat, allegedly, died off anyway because of plumbing. But they claimed it was because of vaccines, when the reverse is true. We didn't listen to people. French PM admits mistakes in dealing with Yellow Vest rallies. French traitor Eduardo Philippe has acknowledged that the government made mistakes while handling the massive Yellow Vest protests and that have gripped the country for the past 5 weeks. Well, the whole planet is waking up. Let's just get video awake. Internet freaks out as child teleports into BBC broadcast video, and the links are at the end of this because there's too many to fit in the description. What you see, the video where the kid just appears. Will remove Theresa May next year. Attorney General plotted with ministers against PM report. UK Attorney General Geoffrey Cox has reportedly plotted with ministers to remove Theresa May early next year, according to the Telegraph. Police inspector 44 pleads guilty to making more than 300 indecent images of children and filming himself blaming 6-year-old boys' parents for dressing him in an attractive way. Well-known Inspector Lee Bartram charged with possessing indecent images. He was charged with 5 counts of making an indecent photograph of a child. He has been suspended from West Midlands Police while case continues. A police inspector has pleaded guilty. Well, why does the case need to... It's guilty. Send him to jail. But of course that won't happen because paedophiles walk free. Watch my words. Mark it. Several thousand protesters marched in Budapest for a 4th day to protest against laws promoted by the Hungarian government that critics say have undermined democracy. This is a part 2 to that other one earlier, so I'm not going to go over it again. Theresa May announces she wants to bring back fox hunting. Foxes are a member of the dog family, so she wants to bring back hunting dogs. How about we put her in a field and release the hounds after her? We'll give her 10 minutes to get going and then release the hounds after her, because that would be a much fairer type of hunt. Theresa May accused of cover-up over child abuse inquiry concerns. It comes after a string of high-profile resignations from the inquiry into historic abuse. Now, we all know that she is a pedo protector and therefore a pedo. And they've had many dossiers which go missing because it's about the pedos that these are. We're run by pedos, for pedos. Let's drag them out, drag them to prison, then try them, and then sort them out. Bid to legalise cannabis in the UK blocked by MPs. A move to legalise cannabis by Lib Dem MP Norman Lamb has been blocked by MPs. MP Lamb brought a 10-minute rule bill on the issue because he claimed current laws are cruel and inhuman and hand billions of pounds every year to organised crime. He argued that tens of thousands of young people are being criminalised for doing something that many people in government have done at some stage in their lives. However, the Norfolk MP cannabis bill failed to pass the first stage and was blocked by a majority of 14 Conservative scumbag betraying bastards. Flawed universal credit left me with £8.89 to live on. Now I'm taking the government to court. Actress and theatre director Charmaine Parkin says the controversial benefit is discriminatory against people who are self-employed. Charmaine Parker argues she'd be better off giving up work than working self-employed. That's the plan. They want you all relying on the state, because then once you're relying on the state, they can control you. A single mother of two has vowed to take the government over its flawed universal credit system after she was left with just £8.89 to live on in a month. Charmaine Parkin has alleged that the 6-in-1 benefit system is discriminatory against people who are self-employed. The actress says she was forced to go to food banks to feed her son, 11, and daughter, 8, because of the way her payments are calculated by the Department of Work and Pensions. The 34-year-old will argue in court she'd be financially better off if she gave up work completely, despite the controversial benefit being introduced to make work pay. It's not to make work pay, it's to screw us all over further. Every time they do anything, it's to screw us further. People's Vote. Full list of 53 MPs who have publicly backed a second Brexit referendum. Theresa May has repeatedly ruled out another vote, but it has not stopped MPs from joining the campaign. And there's a full list of them here, and you want to go and have a look through and read through and see who the treasonous traitors are in Parliament. All of them, of course. Link in the description. And it gives you a whole list of them, so you know which ones we need to take to jail. Because if the first referendum that we had and we voted to leave and we haven't left, that means referendums are pointless, because they just ignore them and do whatever they want to anyway, because we live in a dictatorship. But they try and, it's a covert dictatorship, although it's becoming far more obvious that they make you think that you have a choice, that your vote makes a difference, when in actual fact it doesn't, because we voted to leave and we haven't left. So therefore voting is pointless. They don't pay any attention, and what they'll do now is they'll get to a point where they'll have a second referendum, and this time they'll fix it to remain. Simple. Substance found in breast milk kills 40 types of cancer. And this would be why they want to get you not to feed your kids with breast milk, but use formula which has poisons in it. Yes, they poison the kids as well. Swedish researchers have discovered that a substance found in human breast milk has the ability to kill cancer cells, according to a study published in the PLOS One journal. There are loads of cures for cancer. But if you cure someone, you don't continue to steal the money off them to buy pharmaceutical shit poison. Cancer patient dies before he could appeal the DWP ruling that he was fit to work. How much more are we going to put up with? They're killing us. There it is in your face. They're murdering us, starving us to death, while they're drinking the Bollinger and caviar. What's it going to take to wake you up and get you to stand on your feet and say enough is enough? Philip Balderson's heartbroken family will now challenge that decision at a tribunal after he battled esophageal cancer, psoriatic arthritis, anxiety, OCD and mental health problems. A cancer patient died before he was able to appeal a DWP ruling that he was fit to work. Philip Balderson's heartbroken family will now challenge the decision at a tribunal. Whoever made that ruling wants to go to jail. Whoever's allowed this sort of shit to go off, which we know is the government, should be in jail. Labour's Corbyn submits no confidence motion in Theresa May over Brexit vote. Earlier in the day, the UK Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn voiced a corresponding threat to British Prime Minister Theresa May, forcing her to immediately set a date for a Brexit vote. The British PM has already survived a vote of no confidence as recently as last week. Now, I watched this because you can see it on YouTube, where he says, you know, you're a silly bitch and you're betraying the country, and she gets up and walks out. This was already planned. Everything you see in there is planned. He said, this is what I could do. You get up and walk out. Yeah, okay. It's all a done deal. They know everything that's going off. They've planned it in advance. So it's just smoke and mirrors. It's just a play to let you think that there's anything really happening in Parliament, when all that ever happens in Parliament is treason and betrayal. Homeowners fear new development could be built after Chelmsford City Council demand they give up their gardens. The residents now have a matter of weeks before they have to vacate part of their the gardens. What you need to take from this, the councils are a dictatorship, as evidenced there. Time to take down the councils as well as the government. A group of residents are fearful a new development will be built literally in their back garden after the City Council gave them 6 weeks to remove their belongings from the land. Chelmsford City Council notified several residents on Westbourne Grove in Great Baddow that they have until 4 PM Thursday, January 10th to vacate the land at the bottom of their gardens, a space which covers almost half of it. The council owns the land but entered into a lease agreement with the occupants more than 80 years ago. The lease was renewed in 1980 and ran out in 2001, but the council has now never given any indication that they wanted to use the land. That was until a few weeks ago when they served notice saying that the council now requires the land for its own purposes. This is a dictatorship. Every council needs to be destroyed. They are not fit for purpose. They are there as part of the control system to keep you controlled. Malaysia files criminal charges against Goldman Sachs and two ex-bankers, saying it seeks fines well in excess of 2.7 billion. Well, I'm guessing the bankers are starting to get twitchy arses. Of course, money's nothing to them. They just create it out of thin air anyway, so it's not like it's going to make a difference. The scum. Posh loses lot of dosh. Fashion biz down by 10 million. Business on no deal alert. Sweary Poppins. Brew Fools. New Echo tea bags splits in cuppers. Mirror. Corrie Star to die in Undie factory horror. Coronation Street. Corbyn calls for vote to destroy May. Celebrity chef cooks up storm. Green, Jamie's $5 million deal with Shell. TV star accused of betrayal over new link with oil giant. And of course he's a betrayal. These type are only in it for the money for themselves. That's all they give a shit about. Daily fail. TV Dom's jolly. My snoring nearly gave me brain damage. That must have been loud then. Panic sales spread online after high street stores slash prices. Web giant offers huge Christmas discount. 16-year-old who had secret affair with Woody Allen. Well, I think it's common knowledge that Woody Allen's a paedophile. Tell lie graph. May declares Corbyn to call vote of confidence. PM challenges Labour leader to table motion that could bring down government. Blunt, I made my poppins a bit raunchy. Gove targets plastic packaging and fast fashion. Employers face new rules over NDA misuse. Climber survives 1,600 footfall. The others, there's just a few bits and bobs there. BBC under fire. Social media teaching children to be liars. The rest is a bit there. The Guardian. May intensifies warnings over risks of no-deal Brexit because she wants us tied in. We're already tied in. That's not a problem. But she wants us tied in and sold out. She wants us totally betrayed with a knife stuck deeply into our backs, because that's what she's doing. More retail gloom as profits fall at ASOS. Political pantomime amid the turmoil. Life goes on at number 10. Packaging producers to foot the bill for recycling. Police begin investigating claims of bullying culture at Chelsea in the 80s and 90s. Food waste revolution. Every household will be expected to recycle leftovers. It's more of a dictatorship. I went from glory to constant pain. Corbyn gives the Commons a chance to vote on May. Labour leader wants MPs to have vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister, accusing her of dither and delay. May announces last week's abandoned vote on the government's Brexit deal will now be held next month. MPs from all sides criticise PM, but she rejects calls for a second referendum and insists the choice is her deal or no deal. I feared MS would force me to give up running. Crime pays for former police officers turned authors. New 100% accurate cervical cancer test. More UK flights cleared for takeoff. Demand for air travel to soar. Express. Macca's Fab 3. My war on fat shaming. Vanessa Phelps. Start spending to prepare for no deal Brexit. Ministers told to step up plans after failure to use £1 billion budget. So they've got £1 billion. Don't know what to do with it. How about feed the poor, home the homeless? £1 billion should do that easy. But that's not going to happen because we're run by satanic Luciferian traitors. Meghan's dad begged Queen to heal family rift. The waste of paper. Star. Knicker shopper gory, Corrie boss plots factory disaster. Oh great, so we're having a disaster at Christmas. Oh, that's what happens every year. That's why one of the reasons I gave up watching TV, because it's always shit at Christmas. Job called Jesus smashes up church, but he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Nigella, leave my tum alone. Metro. Spruce up for a perfect Christmas. Weekly food waste collections for everyone. High Street braced for Super Saturday. May pushes Brexit vote to the wire. Angry Corbyn accuses PM of running down the clock. He wants her to face a confidence ballot in Commons. Smoke and mirrors. They're just acting. Chuka Umuna. Why MPs need to be handed control. No. MPs should have no control whatsoever because they're a bunch of lying, treasonous, self-serving, scum-sucking bastards. A panic buyer's guide to Christmas. Trump's troubles have hit new lows. Still on the fence. Why Corbyn's confidence motion is not what you think. No, it's just smoke and mirrors. Because, like I say, no confidence, general election, he gets in, another referendum, they fix it to remain. I've been saying this for long enough now. May's immigration cap left out of Brexit plan. Exclusive policy to reduce flow of tens of thousands goes missing following the independent 2-year campaign. In other words, it's part of the invasion. So she's just removed that from the back because she wants the country invaded. And it's time to stand up or you're gonna die. The Times. Rail shake-up will let passenger choose between rival services. May dares Corbyn to call vote of confidence. Prime Minister challenges Labour over Brexit. Cook is first cricketer to be knighted for a decade. It's a cricketer. Knighted.